Gartner predicts that more than 40% of all AI agent projects will be dead by the end of 2027. Cancelled. Not because the technology doesn't work, but because most of what you've been shown was never real to begin with. It was theater. So I went through the actual reports, the benchmarks, the engineer threads, and I sorted it out. What actually works versus what's just a good demo. By the end of this, you'll be able to look at any AI agent and know instantly which side it's on. Let's start with the part nobody selling you an agent wants to say out loud. Gartner's exact words: over 40% of agentic AI projects will be cancelled by the end of 2027 due to, quote, escalating costs, unclear business value, or inadequate risk controls. Their own analyst, Anushri Verma, called most of today's agent projects early stage experiments driven by hype and often misapplied. That's not a hater on the internet. That's the most boring, expensive research firm on earth saying the quiet part out loud. Now, here's where it gets interesting because it would be lazy to just say it's all a bubble. McKinsey surveyed almost 2,000 organizations last summer. 62% are at least experimenting with AI agents. 23% are already scaling them in production. So the appetite is massive and it's real. The problem isn't interest. The problem is that the gap between a demo that dazzles a room and a system that survives contact with reality is enormous. That gap is where the bubble lives. Here's the single most important thing I found, and it explains everything. A team of researchers from Sierra and Princeton built a benchmark called Tau Bench. Instead of asking an agent a question once, they made it handle realistic multi turn tasks. A customer changing their mind, messy tools, real policy rules. And then they ran each task 8 times to see if it was reliable. The result? State of the art agents succeeded on fewer than half the tasks. And when they had to get it right 8 times in a row, success dropped below 25%. Read that again. The best agents in the world fail 3 out of 4 times when you simply ask them to be consistent. A demo only has to work once. Your business needs it to work every time. That one gap is the whole show. So let's name the theater. Pattern number 1: the do anything autonomous agent. The demo where someone types, book my entire trip, and the agent magically does it. These look incredible on stage and they collapse in production. That's literally what Taubench measured. The wider the agent's job, the faster reliability falls off a cliff. So, if a product's whole pitch is it can do anything, that's not a feature. That's the tell. Pattern 2: the wrapper with no moat. And you don't have to take my word for it. Jason Lemkin, who runs SaaStr, audited his own company's 20 plus AI agents and titled the post, honestly, they're moats, real but weak. His own admission: prompts from a competing tool were copied, tweaked slightly, and just worked. If a founder building agents full time says the moats are weak, what do you think the average AI agent startup in your feed is actually selling? Often, it's a thin layer over a model that anyone can call. Pattern 3: the notebook that never ships. The engineering team behind MLflow put it perfectly. Getting an AI agent to work in a notebook is a fundamentally different problem from getting one to work reliably at scale. They describe the exact trap. A prototype dazzles stakeholders, gets the green light, and then starts silently degrading the moment real users touch it. The demo was real. The product was a mirage. Pattern 4, the agent you hand the keys to with no guardrails. There's a hacker news thread titled, bluntly, Don't Trust AI Agents. 344 upvotes of engineers arguing about exactly this. One pointed out that a popular open source agent had nearly 400,000 lines of code that nobody has actually reviewed. Another sketched out how you could write a worm that simply convinces an agent to forward itself to every contact in your inbox. When the people who build software for a living are this nervous, just give it access to everything is not a strategy. It's the theater's final act. Okay, that's the theater. So, what actually works? Because plenty does. It's just quieter, less impressive on stage, and it almost never goes viral. Here's the pattern behind every agent that's genuinely in production right now. What works? Number one, narrow beats broad. The agents earning their keep don't do anything. They do one bounded job in one domain with a small set of well defined tools. It's the exact inverse of Taubench's failure curve. Shrink the job and reliability climbs back up. A boring agent that resets passwords flawlessly beats a magical agent that books your whole life unreliably every single time. Number two, the human stays in the loop. And the strongest signal here comes from Google DeepMind. In June, they published their approach to securing advanced agents, and the framing is striking. They treat their own agents as potentially misaligned. Their words, a defense in depth approach that provides assurance, even if alignment is imperfect. They use other trusted AI systems as supervisors to constantly monitor what a working agent is doing. If Google doesn't fully trust its own agents to run unsupervised, the lesson for the rest of us is loud. Supervision isn't a limitation, it's the design. Number three, it's measured, not vibed. The agents that survive have evaluation and monitoring wired in from day one. The team knows with actual numbers how often it succeeds and exactly when it drifts. This is the real lesson buried in that ML flow piece. Production isn't a bigger demo, it's a different discipline. If a team can't tell you their agent's success rate, they don't have a product. They have a prototype with good lighting. And number four, bounded, verifiable loops. The clearest example is what's actually shipping in coding. Agents that work inside a tight loop where every single step can be checked, tested, and rolled back. The agent isn't trusted because it's smart. It's trusted because the loop around it catches it when it's wrong. Constraints aren't the enemy of a working agent. Constraints are the entire reason it works. So here's the uncomfortable question, and it's the whole point. Look at whatever AI agent you're building, or buying, or getting excited about right now. Does it try to do everything or one thing? Does a human supervise it, or did you just hand it the keys? Can the team show you a real success rate, or just a slick recording? If you're honest and the answers keep landing on the wrong side, then you're not building the future. You're building demo theater. And the good news is the fix is never a smarter model. It's narrower, supervised, and measured. And look, the hunger to get this right is enormous. One video, literally titled Building AI Agents That Actually Work, has 500,000 views. People don't want more magic. They want the version that survives Monday morning. So I packed all of this into a one-page checklist, the Demo Theater Detector. Score any agent project on the exact signals from these reports and know in 60 seconds which side it's on. Comment the word theater and I'll send it to you free. If this reframed how you see the agent hype, you know what to do. Subscribe here on YouTube and follow Hyperautomation Labs on Facebook and Instagram because I do the expensive homework so that you don't have to. And if you're just getting started with all this, even if you're not technical, my beginner guides will get you up and running fast. They're linked below. I'll see you in the next one.